So this is kind of spurred on by a lot of people worried about things like write-ups and bullshit at the jobs they do have. Now, given it's a rough economy, I'm not going to lie to you. All right, so maybe not take this advice, but let's cover some of the basics here. Every single company will say these words. We've got people lining up around the block for jobs. Okay, maybe true, maybe. But nobody's lining up to stay. And that is the fundamental shift. Sure, you might actually have people lining up around the block for jobs, but nobody wants to stay. Nobody. And every single company that operates on that mindset of, yeah, we could just replace you. It's just like, uh-huh. Yeah, sure you can. Sure you can. Can you replace the 3 years that I've been trained up here? No, no, you can't. Can you find somebody who doesn't have a fucking tapioca brain? No, no, you can't. Because the thing is, you've got a bunch of kids who are trying to get jobs because they need money. Then you have a bunch of kids who are trying to get jobs just to shut their parents up. But you also have like these generational rifts, these splits. You have boomers who didn't save for retirement, trying to get back into the labor force, but when they see just how much is demanded of you when you're just a grunt, when you're not, you know, 30 years at the company and I'm the senior VP of sales and finger banging, when they see the fact that you have to work 3 times harder, all right, you're doing the job of 3 people, maybe even more, all on your own in any of these quote unquote essential jobs. You're working your fucking ass off. All right. And nobody can keep up with it. The old timers, they can't keep up with the hours demanded. They get pissed off at things like mandatory overtime, which is fair. The idea of mandatory overtime is a fucking joke. But it's a thing. The same companies that will say, oh, yeah, we don't fucking need you. We can get rid of you like that. The reality is, yeah, yeah, you can. And then you're just going to grind the few good workers you have left even closer to the door because they're not going to want to have to come in and work mandatory hours in order to hold on to their jobs. All right. How else do I put it? Essentially, all management can do at this point is threaten people. All right. They can hand out write-ups. That's pretty much it. Honestly, the way that I would personally handle it at this point at my age, um, if management I mean, I did set myself up reasonably well, but if management ever at any of my jobs in the past, I might not be prone to, but if I replayed it, if management tried to write me up back then, what I really should have said was take that write up, shove it up your ass. We'll fire you. I don't care. Fuck you. All right. That's the kind of attitude you have to have with these companies. All right. Because the managers, they're no different. All right. In most cases, managers are shittier people. All right. They they're just trying to hold on to their 80 to 100K plus a year salary. All right. They don't give a fuck. All right. Like the idea of following corporate mandates, like, yeah, maybe once you get higher up the ladder, but when you're dealing with lower level or middle management, they don't give a shit. You think they're going to seminars? No, they just got given the job because they were in the right place at the right time and had the right attitude at the time to bend over and take it up the ass whenever corporate demands. They you bend over and they want to stick it in your ass. That's pretty much it. All right. The more turnover that these companies have, the higher their costs. Like, the thing is, when you look at the majority of companies that are sitting there whining and crying and complaining, we just can't keep people, me, 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 me. We have 50+% turnover. And it's just like, yeah, yeah. And how much money have you spent trying to replace people versus just trying to, reward? No, god damn it, I'm really tripping over myself today. How much money have you spent trying to replace your workforce versus treating them worth the shit? This is the thing. Every single company, everybody knows the fucking trope. All right, we had a record breaking year, guys. Here's a pizza party. Get fucked. What are we in fucking elementary school? Are you fucking kidding me? Here's a fucking pizza party. Take that fucking Domino's and shove it up your ass. Domino's is decent pizza, but still, especially for the price, but still, shove it up your fucking ass. Record breaking profits. No, fuck no. The CEO, the owner, does not need another yacht. He doesn't need to buy his side chick a fucking Maserati. No, where's the actual fucking reward? Where's the actual reward for working your ass off? A fucking pizza party. What? Oh, I want to say what country do we live in or what time we live in, but we know exactly what country and exactly what time we're in. All right, we're in fucking clown world, and it's fucking disgraceful. All right, but when you look at things for what they are, management, they have no fucking power. All right, they're ballless cocks. All right, that's the truth. That's the reality of it. They're ballless cocks. When you're young, if you get pulled into the office and you're getting the fucking riot act read to you, it's just like, what are you gonna do, bitch? This is the thing. The benefit of getting older is you stop caring, and when you're younger, it's almost like replacing the principal with your boss. All right, the getting chewed out, especially if you are a good worker who follows the rules, dots your i's, cross your t's. All right, you get dragged into the office, you might feel a little bit of hesitation, panic, fear, anything. All right, anxiety over it. The reality is, just fucking walk into the office like you have the biggest set of fucking balls on earth. They start reading you the riot act, you just flip them off and tell them to go fuck themselves. All right? They have no fucking power. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? They're going to write you up or they're going to fire you. Oh no, you're going to fire me from a shit company? Oh my god, what a fucking shock. Oh my god, I have no idea how I'm going to survive. Oh, how could I possibly survive without this job that has a 50+% turnover rate? My God, it's trying to kill me. You know, It's like, what are they gonna do? Throw hands? That'd be perfect for you. If you piss off and wind up a manager bad enough that they start throwing hands, there goes their six-figure job. All right, there goes their six-figure job. Fundamentally, like, I'm not kidding when I tell you this. These people, all right, the only way that they can stay in their nice, cushy corporate jobs, all right, their management jobs where they get paid, 2, 3 times, 4 times more than the rest of the grunts on the floor. All they do is they get shouted at and shit on every single day, and they just got to spread their cheeks and fucking take it. All right. Those are the people who end up in management a lot of the time. Just people who are absolute cucks to their corporate overlords. All right. And honestly, you have to wonder, like, do you guys lose your soul after a while? Because, I mean, if you get shit on and shouted at constantly by whatever superior you have in an organization, do you guys ever just become soulless husks, where you don't even have a brain that functions anymore. You just zombie walk in, just drop your pants, bend over, and take it. Like, you know, I've dealt with a lot of this in the past, as have many of you, I'm sure, but it's the thing. Wind them up. Wind them up. Don't take the bullshit. All right? Don't take the bullshit. Anyway, back to the point. Jobs are largely, even though people do need jobs, they do need money. Well, they need money. They don't necessarily need jobs. They don't want jobs. All right? For the most part, jobs are seen like a chick with herpes, no health insurance, and no Valtrex supply. All right? Ain't nobody trying to catch a job. All right? Jobs are bullshit. They are. They don't pay. Most of you companies out there, you don't pay people worth of shit. You don't pay people. You don't reward them. A pizza party is not a fucking reward, boys. All right? It's not a fucking reward. It's a smack in the face to people who've literally fucking threw their family obligations aside, the to all the fucking guys who had to work through their kids' softball game or something. All right, to the fucking dad who couldn't show up for fucking graduation, or the mother who couldn't do the same thing. Although in most cases, you have more mercy on the women than you do the men. But things being what they are, a fucking pizza party. People are sacrificing their time with their family to work their ass off for you so you can give them a fucking pizza party. Honestly, and I'll say it again, I hope Luigi gets out. I hope Luigi gets out because Luigi did an arguably good thing. You know that after Luigi did what he did, all of a sudden, there was a dramatic decrease in all of the health insurance companies declining care. All of a sudden, oh, you're sick? Oh, you actually need to use your health insurance? Here, go ahead. Luigi and the entire aura around that. If the American people, if all the people, but mostly in the US, if the American people just started offing health insurance executives left and fucking right, all right, and I mean full blown torture, all right, in the public streets where they just, for instance, if the American people were to go out and, mm, let's say, no, maybe I shouldn't get into this. Maybe I shouldn't get into this. It's a bit dark. It's a bit sadistic. But they consider you and they look at you like a piece of shit. So, honestly, we don't condone violence on the Spades Consulting LLC channel. The views are personal and do not represent Spades Consulting LLC, any of its members, employees, da 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 da. Strictly personal opinion. If people, if a bunch of health insurance CEOs started getting their just desserts, health insurance would change overnight. You'd pay in and you'd actually be able to use your fucking healthcare. If these companies that are so hell-bent on working people into the ground, if all of their management teams, all right, were suspended from the building by a rope, yeah, they'd stop pushing you for mandatory overtime. They'd stop offering you pizza parties when you put off your family and your other obligations. They'd stop treating you like shit. But as long as people are willing to be pushed around, this is what we're going to have. All right? This is getting real dark. I'm sorry. It's the truth, man. For the average worker, all right, you have 3 months of a honeymoon period, all right, where you don't really notice things, all right. You're just there, you're making your money, you think, all right, maybe I can stick with this company for a while, all right. 6 months to 2 years is the honeymoon period for the companies themselves. Once you get past, anywhere between 6 months and 2 years, once you get past that honeymoon period, they start taking your ass for granted. All right. They don't give as much of a fuck. You're not new, you're not fresh anymore. You are just another person, another problem, another annoyance. All right. To management, supervisory staff. It is what it is. You are just another pain in the ass. All right. No matter what your work ethic is. You're just another pain in the ass. And honestly, if they could replace you just automatically after that amount of time, they would. They would. They absolutely would. What you end up realizing, of course, after your 3 month, up to 3 month honeymoon period, is the lazy assholes are essentially, given carte blanche because they have personality. All right, they've been there a while. They don't really back down from things. I mean, of course, they will still back down if they absolutely have to, but they're going to sit there and they ain't going to do shit. And if you're a new worker at a company, you're going to end up carrying your own weight and probably the weight of two or three other people who are half assing it all day long. All right. Management will let the assholes get away, the quote unquote assholes in this case, get away with not working. Meanwhile, you'll be working your ass off. And at a certain point, once you really realize it, once it crystallizes, you're going to try to do what they do. You're going to try to pull back. Management doesn't give a fuck about enforcing the rules on them, but management will start to notice the decline in your work capacity, and then they'll start trying to throw you shit. All right. They'll start getting on your ass about your numbers are down or you didn't get enough X done this week. All right. They'll start to hit you with one thing after another to try to, poke and prod you to get back up to the level of production you were at before you realized how fucking stupid you were for working your ass off for a company because this one's just like the last one. All right. You'll notice it everywhere, literally everywhere. All right. You'll get the heat for it and you'll deal with quite a lot of shit. All right. They'll offer, they'll offer, they'll threaten write ups. All right. Well, we're going to write you up for this. Like, what? Go ahead and try. I ain't signing shit. And then when they present the write up, shove it up your fucking ass. Say it with me. Shove that write up your ass. Shove it up your fucking ass. Okay? This is the thing. The idle threats of management. Fuck these people. Fuck them. All right? I'm not going to lie to you. This is the thing. Spades does personal, business, and sovereign. But that's not going to stop me, all right, from telling it how I feel and how I see it. All right. Fuck these companies. Fuck these corporations. Fuck all of their management. Fuck all of their executive teams. Fuck them all. All right. In the words of Garrison, fuck them all to death. All right. I don't care. I don't care. I've seen enough, dealt with enough, handled enough that I know this fucking playbook. All right. I know this fucking playbook like it's the back of my goddamn hand. All right. These people, all right, also ties into the autism blocking, everything in a place, everything in its place. The idea, when we're kids and we're brought up and programmed with the idea that everything is just an autistic box and everything fits everywhere. These aren't special people. These are normal people. All right, these are normal people. These are normal people who haven't been smacked around enough. These are normal people who, once they get into positions of power and authority, tend to abuse it. These are people who will absolutely use and abuse people to get whatever, whenever they want. All right? You don't have to play into this bullshit. You don't. All right? And you lose a part of your soul every time that you subjugate yourself to this stupid fucking bullshit. All right? Now, I'm not going to go tell everybody to go off into the world, ride into the night, and play Mario Brothers. I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to say is, good God, we would have an incredibly efficient country, and things would be relatively fucking fantastic. I can't lie to you. Things would move very smoothly. Very smoothly. All right. If a bunch of people were to, if Luigi were to be set free, and if the majority of the population in the US and around the world decided that they weren't going to be pushed around any goddamn more. All right? If all of these people grew a fucking pair, all right, of course there is massive risks involved. Again, this is personal opinion. All right? Do not do stupid shit. All right? Don't get yourselves in trouble. All right? Keep your nose clean, damn it. But the world would be a fucking fantastic place if people just did the shit that needed to be done. All right. The CEOs have made it clear they don't give a fuck about you. Management, these companies have made it clear they don't give a fuck about you. Of course, you don't have to go the Luigi method. Honestly, we could just agree to quietly create competing organizations and run them out via depressed market shares. All right. We could create our own alternative competition that charges literally nothing and completely run them out of any idea of industry disruption, essentially. But I'm going to end it here. Again, don't get yourselves in trouble. And may God bless Luigi Mangione. And hopefully, hopefully jury nullification clears him of any wrongdoing. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. If you're interested in personal, business, or sovereign consulting, www.spadesconsulting.com without the dash. Like, favorite, sub, share, leave a comment, do all the things, ring the bell, tickle the bell, diddle the bell, do all the things to your heart's content to the bell. And if you're interested in written content, stop by the Substack. It's linked below. I'll see you guys next time.